Some more breaking news to get into here as the 49ers have signed 2 more players prior to training camp practice today. The roster moves keep coming, and so does our content here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. My name is Chase Sr., and as always, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the program. This is why you subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, because yesterday here on the show, last night, we discussed this possibility. The Niners at the SAP Performance Facility in Santa Clara worked out several players, including multiple running backs, multiple wide receivers, and they have signed a wide receiver and a running back. It is also the final day of July. I need the real ones and the legendary members of the faithful to help me out here. In the month of June, we gained 990 new subscribers. With this being the final day of July, we got to take down that number. So far this month, new subscribers here in July, 818. Let's get to 1,000. Lock us in. Hit that subscribe button because whenever the Niners make a move, we discuss it. And oftentimes, we're well ahead of the curve. And we give you content before the news actually breaks. So on Wednesday, as I record this show on Thursday, July 31st, the Niners held workouts with several players. Jeff Wilson, former Niner. He was a UDFA with San Francisco for a few years and actually led the team in rushing in 2020. Ameer Abdullah, who has been in the NFL since 2015. Very long career for a running back. Carter Bradley, quarterback, who was let go by the Raiders recently. He is the son of Gus Bradley, who was on this defensive staff under Robert Saleh. Marquez Callaway had a really good year with the Saints several years ago. He got a tryout as well. So too did Andy Isabella, wide receiver out of UMass, who's been with Arizona and Buffalo. Deion Jackson, a running back. D'Ernest Johnson, a running back who has had some solid moments with the Cleveland Browns. Last year played with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Clemson legend Cornell Powell. Well, the 49ers have signed 2 of those players who we discussed yesterday, who they worked out yesterday. Wide receiver Andy Isabella and the aforementioned running back Ameer Abdullah. Let's begin with talking about Andy Isabella. I think at this juncture of camp, these are 2 solid veteran signings. And who knows if they're going to make the 53-man roster? Probably not, because they are both players being added at positions where the Niners have some talent. But competition brings the best out of everybody. And anytime that you can add some legitimate talent, 2 former second-round picks to your 90-man roster, it pushes everybody else, and it just makes you a deeper football team for training camp practices and in the preseason. For Isabella, he was an All-American player at UMass. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons to round out his college career. That really put him on a lot of draft radars because to start his college career, he was an underlooked player because he was an undersized player. But the Cardinals took him with the 30th pick in the 2nd round of the 2019 NFL Draft. A big reason for that? The college production. But he is an athletic freak. At the NFL Combine, he popped off. And a lot of people were like, wow, he could be a solid player at the NFL level. That came on the backbone of him running a 4.31 40-yard dash in Indianapolis. So he can really move. Now, outside of that, a lot of average testing numbers here because of his height at 5'8" and his weight at 188 pounds. Also has small hands and small arms because, yes, he's a smaller player. The vertical jump, 36.5 inches. That's very good. Broad jump, more than 10 feet. The short shuttle at 4.15. The 3-cone at 6.96. Where he was great, that 40-yard dash with the long speed. That long speed because he was a track star throughout high school. 4.31, that was a relative athletic score of 9.93 at the 40-yard dash. One of the fastest players in Indianapolis. His RAS score in its entirety, a 7.26, which is very average, and that lack of size has cost him and hurt him at the NFL level. Because he was smaller, coming out of high school. Only got an offer from UMass. Grew up in Ohio. But he was a star running back in high school and a star track athlete. He was the 100-meter dash state champion. He ran a national best. That's across the entire country. 6.72 in the 60-yard dash. That's nearly 1 second per 10 yards. That's incredible. And this is a pretty cool note, too. He beat Denzel Ward, very good corner, for the Cleveland Browns in the 100 and 200-meter dash. So that state championship track meet, it was lit between Andy Isabella and Denzel Ward. Back to his college production. Led all of FBS with 141.5 receiving yards per game. Of course, playing at UMass. That was a former FCS school before they went to FBS. You're not going up against the best competition. But his senior year, 102 catches, 13 touchdowns, and nearly 1,700 yards with 12 games. Now, it has not worked out for Isabella in the NFL. Couple of reasons for that, right? He's not a great route runner. I mentioned that he's small, and I don't think that he was used in the best manner by Arizona. When he was with the Cardinals, of course, they were very excited to draft him as a guy who could take the top off of the defense, but anytime a guy isn't a great route runner, you have to give him some time to develop, and you have to find a way to get the ball in his hands. Bubble screens, jet sweeps, end arounds, reverses, and he didn't get a lot of opportunities to run the football or to catch easy passes where he could use his speed to his advantage. And so 2019, his rookie year at 23 years old, he played 15 games. He was only targeted 13 times, 9 catches, 189 yards. He had a touchdown, but he did have a long catch of 88 yards. You see the explosiveness there. But clearly early on, the Cardinals had some concerns with him. In 2020, the production goes up a little bit, but not by much. Seldom used again. 13 games. Only started 2 games his sophomore year. 1 game his rookie year. Targeted 35 times, 21 catches, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, but again, a long of 54. Anytime a second-round pick only lasts 3+ seasons with the team, huge red flag. And I think the Cardinals realized right away, we may have whiffed this early. Now, he gets sent to Baltimore in 2022 to try to give Lamar Jackson a speed demon at the wide receiver spot. He played 2 games. And in 2023, played 2 games with Buffalo. So he hasn't been able to stick with teams in the NFL. And last year, he did not play a regular season game. As for this 49ers wide receiver depth chart, it's kind of been a chess competition at that position so far throughout camp because they've signed a bunch of players, right? Equinemius St. Brown, he's still on the team. Then they signed Quintez Cephas. He got released after a couple of practices. They've had to add a bunch of bodies at wide receiver because there's been moving parts, there's been uncertainty, there's been injuries. Brandon Aiyuk is running some light routes, but he's not practicing, nor is he close to practicing. Ricky Pearsall missed the first few practices, came back for 2 practices, didn't practice the other day. Jauan Jennings reported to training camp despite wanting a new contract. He's now out with a calf injury. Jacob Cowing, out with a hamstring injury. You're not sure if DeMarcus Robinson's going to be able to start the year or if he's going to be suspended because of that DUI arrest. You have some unproven players like Jordan Watkins and Isaiah Nair, who they're rookies, and you're not sure what you're going to get from them. You have a veteran in Russell Gage who's been one of the standouts so far in camp, but you get the point. A lot of question marks. You need some bodies at the wide receiver spot, which is why the Niners have signed wide receiver Andy Isabella. Now, we still have to talk about one more player here, and that is running back Ameer Abdullah, who has been in the league for a decade at the running back position. Stay tuned for that. He also has some kick return ability, and in that area, he could help the Niners on special teams. Be sure to give me a follow, though, on X and Instagram. When this news broke, I put up a YouTube short. I put up a couple of posts on my social media pages. I'm reaching millions of people there, millions of people here on YouTube. So be sure to give me a follow and subscribe. Also, we always have great deals that we like to tell you about because we want you to be geared up, swagged up, looking good, and feeling good. This Niners cutoff hoodie, thanks to our friends at Fanatics, was $55. It's now on sale for just $33. Multiple sizes available. All you got to do, plug in that link down below, chatsports.com/49ers cutoff. That will take you to Fanatics, and Fanatics will know that Chat Sports, the 49ers Report, and Chase Sr. sent you. So as far as the second roster move for San Francisco, it's the aforementioned Ameer Abdullah. He was a second-round pick all the way back in 2015 out of Nebraska. He had first-round talent, first-round production while in college, but he's a little bit smaller, 5'8", 5'9", but he's over 200 pounds. So he can really pack a punch. And as I've noted here, that is impressive longevity given that he plays the running back position. Teams have really valued him as a player. He's a low-maintenance guy, and he's added value as a pass catcher, as an underrated blocker, two things that Kyle Shanahan will really value and appreciate, but he can also contribute on special teams as a kick returner. So the size now at the NFL level, 5'9", 203. I think coming out of Nebraska, he was listed at 5'8", nearly 5'9". Last year with the Las Vegas Raiders, 66 carries, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns along a 40. He was actually pretty productive. Now, of course, the Raiders, they wanted to remake that running back room. They drafted Ashton Jeanty with the top 10 overall pick in the NFL draft, and I think he's going to be a bell cow back right off the jump because Pete Carroll really likes to run the football, and that's going to be the identity of this Raiders team. Geno Smith, also really good working off of play action. They just gave Colton Miller a massive contract extension, and so they didn't bring Abdullah back, but he did spend the last 3 years with Las Vegas. And in looking at his numbers here, he's never had a 1,000-yard rushing season, but has been able to stick around in the NFL because he's a trustworthy, consistent, steady player. Now, when he was at Nebraska, he did have some fumbling issues. That has surfaced from time to time. But when you look at his numbers here, look at how well-rounded he has been, especially the last few years, right? So he gets drafted to a bad Lions team, and he's there from 2015 through 2018. Then he goes to Minnesota. He's there from 2018 through 2021. Then he's with Carolina. Then he spent the last 3 years with the Raiders. I think anytime a player has been able to play for a long time and stick with teams for multiple years, they certainly appreciate having that player. So as a rookie, 143 totes, 597 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, but then 25 catches for $183. He's injured his second year, comes back in year 3, 165 carries, 552 yards. His second best production-wise season behind his rookie year, 4 touchdowns, but then again, used as a pass catcher, 25 catches for 162 yards. His numbers with the Raiders the last 3 years. He hasn't started, only 3 combined games started the last 3 years, but he gets those 66 carries last year for 311, but also 47 targets in the pass game, 40 catches, 261 yards. So I don't think he's going to make the 53, but I think Kyle Shanahan likes the skill set here because of his ability to be an underrated pass protector, do some of the little things, return, catch it, and run it. Also, according to reports, the Jordan James injury not believed to be serious. We talked about this yesterday. He didn't practice on Tuesday. Wednesday was an off day for San Francisco. And so our thought was maybe the injury is going to last a little while, which is why the Niners worked out some running backs, but his injury not believed to be serious. The rookie 5th-round pick out of Oregon. I really like his skill set. Was enjoying a very good training camp after a strong spring. The move that the Niners did not make was reuniting with Jeff Wilson, who was with this team from 2018 through 2022 as a UDFA out of North Texas. Really good run for him, considering he was an undrafted free agent. He was traded to the Dolphins in 2022 after the Niners traded for Christian McCaffrey, and he had over 800 rushing yards that year. Last year, he was a little bit banged up. We'll see if he lands on his feet with another team across the NFL, but he's starting to get a little bit older at this point. The Niners running back room, it's in a really good spot. Christian McCaffrey looks incredible. He looks like the 2023 Christian McCaffrey who won Offensive Player of the Year. Isaac Orendo has flashed on multiple occasions, 6'2", 220 pounds with 4.3 speed. Of course, in that room, you have the fullback Kyle Juszczyk, Jordan James. the Niners did let go of Israel Abanikanda. And so that's probably also why they are adding Ameer Abdullah, who I think is just a better player. Patrick Taylor, more of a special teams guy, could be in the mix to make this team as Brant Boyer remakes that special teams unit. And then Corey Kiner. I like the talent level, but he has had some fumbling issues throughout camp. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Look, when the Niners make a move, we're not doing like a 2-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute video. We want to inform you and give you insightful coverage for what these players bring to this team and just give you the best Niners coverage right here on YouTube.